the magic word. Here in the secret kindergarten, the world's best show for kids is starting. The Secret Kindergarten Radio Show. Use your ears and your imagination. We're going to play, we're having fun. The Magic Secret Kindergarten on the Revolution Radio Station.
Welcome back to the Secret Kindergarten Radio Show, and I'm your host, Gino. And right now, let's play some music. Thanks to Nancy Stewart of nancymusic.com.
Yes, I have questions too. Who are you? Who are you? Owl, I have some questions for you. Where do you live and why do you who? What do you eat and when do you sleep? Yes, I have questions too. Who are you? Yes, I have questions too. On the farmer's apple tree, 3 red apples I can see. Some for you and some for me. Pick 1 apple from the apple tree. On the farmer's apple tree, 2 red apples I can see. Some for you and some for me. Pick 1 apple from the apple tree. On the farmer's apple tree, 1 red apple I can see. Some for you and some for me. Pick 1 apple from the apple tree.
In the sky above, that hour so divine, 5 holy ones with wings that shine. As they soared, their wings slowed near a tree. "What power calls us from our flight?" they asked curiously. "Spirits feeling forces that are truly divine, recognizing the sacred in all that is pure and fine." Looking down, they saw the Buddha, serene, crowned with a rose-hued glow on thoughts so keen. A voice echoed from the grove, loud and clear. "Rishis, he's the one, have no fear, descend and worship." So the bright ones drew near, singing praises, folding wings, spreading cheer. Onward they journeyed, the gods to tell, carrying good news with a harmonious spell. But some from the king, seeking the prince with care, found him deep in thought, even as noon's light did wear. The sun hurried to the hills, a westward flight, yet the jumbo trees, shadow stayed, a protective might. In one quarter it lingered, over him spread, shielding the sacred head, as the shadows moved and tread. A voice amid rose apple blossoms said, "Leave the king's son be, until shadows from his heart are shed. My shadow won't shift until his inner shadows depart. Forth from his heart, my shadow won't depart." Now you know what time it is. It's nature time. We're going to talk about a tree. Because like that crazy poem I just said, trees are pretty magic and protective. Do you know what tree we're going to talk about today? It was in the song, in one of Nancy Stewart's songs. That's right. We're going to talk about the apple tree. The apple tree originated in Central Asia. Apples, of course, are the fruit of apple trees and are one of the most widely grown tree fruit. Apple trees typically blossom in spring, with fruit maturing in autumn. Apple trees have been known to live for a very long time. Some of them have even reached the ripe old age of 100 years old. Calling all pollinators. Apple trees need to cross-pollinate with another apple variety in order to produce fruit. And we just planted 2 varieties of apple tree in our back garden. And they're growing really well. And there are a lot of bees around. I wonder why. Because bees play a crucial role in the process of apples being able to produce fruit. Without bees, we would not have apple trees. So we can thank the bees for apples. And I'm pretty sure we can thank the bees for quite a lot of other things. And I'm going to read you a story. And it's a contemporary Cherokee story. And this story is called The Apple Tree by Sandy Tharp Thee. One day, a little Cherokee boy planted an apple seed in his backyard. The boy watered the seed and kept the weeds away. One morning, a seedling appeared. The little boy said, "Look at you! Once you were just a seed. Now you are an apple tree." He put a sign around the tree so no one would step on it. In no time at all, the seedling grew branches and more leaves. The boy was so proud. "Look at you! Once you were just a seed. Now you are an apple tree. You are beautiful." The little tree really was not so beautiful. But because the little boy loved the tree so much, the tree felt beautiful. Still, a few days later, the boy found the little apple tree sad and droopy. "What's wrong, little tree?" the boy asked. "What good is an apple tree that makes no apples?" asked the little tree. The boy replied, "When we are big, we will both be able to do lots of things." Yet, as he walked away, he saw the tree still looked sad. That night, as the tree slept, the boy tied a big red apple on a branch of the little apple tree. The next morning, the boy went to check on his friend. "Look at you! You have a big red apple," he said. The little apple tree said, "You have cared for me and loved me. I would like you to have my first apple." "Thank you," the boy said, and he took a great big bite. Delicious! As the seasons passed, the boy and the apple tree grew. They both grew tall and strong. Once again, the boy went to the tree. "Look at you! Once just a tiny seed, now you are an apple tree. You are beautiful." The apple tree was beautiful. Pink blossoms covered it from tip to top. Butterflies, birds, and honeybees came to visit. And when the pink blossoms fell off, yellow apples took their place. So many yellow apples, the branches bowed from the weight. Once again, the boy said to the tree, "Look at you! You were once just a seed. Now you are a big apple tree." The apple tree replied, "Yes, I am a big apple tree now, and these yellow apples are very grand. But I will never forget my first apple, the one the Creator made red, just to show how much I am loved." And I gotta say, that's probably the nicest story I've ever read on this radio show. Let's learn a little bit about bees with, well, a story called The Honeybee by Margaret Warner Morley. Here we go.
The Bee People by Margaret Warner Morley. Chapter 1, Apis mellificia, or the Honeybee. The honeybees are buzzy, fuzzy little pepper pots. They have pretty shining wings, but if you so much as touch one of them, you will see what happens. You cannot wonder that they do not like to have you come too near, for they are such little creatures that even a small child must seem to them like a tremendous giant. How would you like to see a great warm creature as large as a hill come lumbering up and try to put a finger the size of a church steeple upon you? I am sure you would do anything to keep it away, and if you had a good sharp sting, you would use it. So we must not blame the bee people for stinging us. It is the only way they have of telling us to keep away and let them alone. They are friendly enough to their own relations, as you will agree when you learn that there are sometimes as many as 60,000 of them living happily together in one family. Sometimes we build houses, which we call hives, for them, and sometimes they live in a hollow tree in the woods. The hives we usually make in these days are square-cornered boxes that can be opened to take out the honey or to attend to the bees. In some parts of the country an old-fashioned hive, called a bee gum, is still used. If you go to the mountains of North Carolina, you will see a great many bee gums. Nearly every cabin has a row of them in its yard, and they are made by chopping down hollow sweet gum trees and cutting off lengths of about 3 feet. Sometimes other hollow trees are used, but they are all called gums. The mountaineers stand the gum on a board or a stone and put another board or stone on top for a roof. All the holes are plastered up with mud except those near the bottom where the bees go in and out. The mud is used to keep out moths, which otherwise might get in and spoil the honeycombs. A row of bee gums standing beside a log cabin on a mountainside is very pretty. A skep is a hive made of twisted straw and, in old times, was used more than any other, particularly in England. It had a peculiar shape, and to this day when we say a thing is hive-shaped, we mean it is shaped like the skep. Once in a while honeybees made their home in the hollow walls of a building, and there is a house in a New England city where bees have lived for a number of years. They are under the roof somewhere, and there they stay safe and year after year store up honey which nobody can reach. Stories are told of old houses whose hollow walls, when they are pulled down, were found to be filled with honeycombs. It is not easy to get honey that is stored in the walls of houses, as the bees fight bravely for their property. Honey bees are small people, being only about twice as large as common houseflies. Some are brown all over, and some that were brought here from Italy have tan-colored abdomens, but all of them, the brown bees, the Italian bees, and the other kinds of hive bees in this country, are called by the same name, Apis mellificia. Apis is the Latin word for bee, and mellificia is the Latin word for honey-making. And they have this pretty name because they make and store up quantities of good honey, which we like to eat. The bee people are sun lovers, and all summer long on bright days you may see them hurrying about. But in winter time you would look in vain for them, no matter how brightly the sun might shine, for they are the friends of the flowers, and seldom leave home except when there are blossoms for them to visit. Many flowers keep up a dainty table spread for the bees. Cups of nectar and dishes of ambrosia are ready for them to eat and drink and carry home. If it were not for these gifts from the flowers, the honey bees could not live, as they get all their food from their flower friends.
Wow. We have seen, we have heard, we have seen with our ears how much magic there is, how magic trees are. Trees can protect us, and we can help the trees by protecting them. That boy in the story was magic. Honeybees are magic. So much nice, good magic. But what about bad magic? Well, let's read. I'm going to read this poem. And this is, I'd say it's dark magic. Oh. Let's read this poem to see what people can do as well. Naughty people. This poem is The Witches Chant from Macbeth by William Shakespeare. Here we go. Round about the cauldron go, in the poisoned entrails throw. Toad, that under cold stone, days and nights have 31. Sweated venom, sleeping got, boil thou first in the charmed pot. Double, double toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Fillet of a fenny snake, in the cauldron boil and bake. Eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog. Adder's fork and blindworm's sting, lizard's leg and owlet's wing. For charm of powerful trouble, like a hell broth boil and bubble. Double, double toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witch's mummy maw and gulf. Of the ravenous salt sea shark, root of hemlock digged in the dark. And there too a tiger's chaudron, for ingredients of our cauldron. Double, double toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. For all you kids out there, this poem ends up in some of the books your mum and dad read you, and you see the pictures. They make the pictures of the witches all happy and nice. But those witches are not nice, obviously. So you make sure to point that out to Mummy and Daddy when you see them next time. Oh, we've got time for some music. Let's hurry up. Ah!
When the seeds are in the ground, crawling, creeping bugs are found. Bugs go up and bugs go down when the seeds are in the ground. When the pretty flowers grow, bugs will come and bugs will go. Butterflies have wings to show when the pretty flowers grow. When the sun begins to shine, flowers grow upon their vines. All the bugs are feeling fine when the sun begins to shine. Crisscross applesauce, tiptoe, tiptoe up your back. Crisscross applesauce, tiptoe down again. Crisscross applesauce, draw a letter on your back. Crisscross applesauce, draw another letter.
Coming up to the end of another half hour of the Secret Kindergarten Radio Show. And all this talk of magic, you can do magic on yourself. You can picture what you want. Pretend you are what you'd like to be. Make a picture in your mind so you can see that what you want can come true. If you believe in your heart, it will come to you. And good thoughts give you energy. Bad thoughts zap your energy. Happy thoughts make you strong and free. It's a choice you make each day. So choose to be happy. That's the way. And you can find what you love. Think of something you love to do. That is your passion, so let it shine through. Never let fear hold you back. Do what you love. You're on the right track. And you can make today great. In your life, plenty has happened so far. That's part of what makes you who you are. But don't worry too much about yesterday. What matters is what you do with today. And I think all you young kids that are out there, you know that already. And it's good to hear things like that from us adults, because you're already on the right track. And there's a pat on the back for you. And that's the end of the show. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you at the next one. Bye!